What's good, boys? Welcome back to the channel. We're restarting the live here to ensure stable connection, clear video quality, clear audio. For all the guys that are new here, we're continuing on our conversation about if ethics lead to a disadvantage. My name is KT from toploading.com. If you haven't already, check out the website. Be sure to check it out. Today, we offer the best transformational results in the dating landscape. If you haven't yet checked it out already, be sure to check it out. You can take your experience from essentially a beginner to advanced in as little as 2 weeks, guys. So be sure to check it out. If you're struggling, whether that means you're struggling with getting over your ex, and you travel a lot for holiday, and it's a hard time for you to get your groove on into a new city and meet new people, meet new chicks, find out what's going on. You want to make sure you check out the online dating playbook before it's too late. Okay, guys, before it's taken down. So I want to continue the conversation on if ethics lead to a disadvantage. This is a conversation that's blown out in the dating space now, and there's a lot to talk about as far as what skill level is, what are ethics, what is a disadvantage, what are advantages. There's a lot of guys that put things out here and say certain things. Money matters, looks matters, passport matters, all these different things. Height matters, physique matters, fashion. There's people that throw around a lot of different things that they believe matters, and they all matter. But when it comes to understanding of advantages and disadvantages, no one really talks about it. High probability moves, low probability moves. Some of the most advanced guys, most high level guys, they only make high probability moves. All right. And it's something I tell a lot of beginners or guys who are stuck. And I give them an idea and understanding of this concept of advantages and disadvantages, and it completely turns around their overall perspective and how they're going to deal with everything. So I'm going to wait for a couple guys to join in. I'm going to test the connection once again really quick. You should be doing a lot better. Should be doing much better with the connection. Not seeing any issues right now, so I'm going to test it. Good issues. Wow, much better. Much better. This is really good. I'm not sure what the problem ever really was. We're here on the high floor, so I'm not sure what issues I'm having with my Wi-Fi connection, but we're good. We're here in Las Vegas, Nevada. It's absolutely beautiful here, guys. It's beautiful. I thought Vegas, it's funny because you have all these little stereotypes that enter through your head, and you kind of have something you think about a city before you get there, and then you kind of experience it for yourself. Me, this is like my third, fourth time here, and each time I come here, I learn something new. Each time I see things at a much different perspective. And I talked about position in my last live, and position is crucial, powerful, guys. It's crucial. I mean, some of these places, it's $40 entry. $40, $50, $100 entry, guys. It doesn't compare to. I remember I used to go to my hometown, my home city, and I would complain or be like, wow, they charge $10 to get in. Oh my God, $10. I'd be like, this young little player running around trying to get in out of these bars and clubs, pick up girls. And it's like not even, it doesn't compare, guys. In Miami, Miami's fun. Miami's definitely a place. Miami, you're gonna experience like a. You walk into nightclubs, you walk into venues in Miami. Here in Vegas, you walk into stadiums, and it feels like the movie Scarface. Because the world is yours. The world is yours here in Vegas. Yeah, so I'm coming out with a vlog. I'm coming out with some content. We got a few videos backed up right now, but be sure to be on the lookout. Hit the subscribe button. Be on the lookout this upcoming week for Vegas videos. We were out last night at, I think it was Encore Beach Club. Yeah, we met up with a chick there, and man, it was amazing. It was just absolutely amazing. I mean, you're seeing Miami got some plastic surgery. Miami got some fake asses, fake tits, whatever. Right here, Vegas, they got. You're gonna see Barbies. You're gonna see those chicks at tables with $10,000 outfits on. You're gonna see them. A lot of these chicks, they're into it, guys. We're actually supermodels here. Women who actually take care of themselves. So be on the lookout for that video. I got 6 F's for you that go into more depth on how to attract. Realistically, have a high probability with almost every woman you meet by following the rules of these 6 F's. You want to increase your motivation with this summer, guys. Be sure to check it out. Thanks for the likes. We got a couple likes came in. So yeah, we're gonna give it a couple more minutes, and then we're gonna discuss what ethics are. They lead to a disadvantage. What are advantages in the game? What are disadvantages in the game? What are rules? We see some guys in the community bringing this topic up, and I want to give my opinion on it. This is important. It's very important you guys understand the truth. We have some guys who come on to the live and share their thoughts on what they believe about women, and I'm the kind of guy that can break, shatter your reality. And I'm the guy that's going to tell you, you're wrong. You're wrong. If you just had the right information, you had the right system, you could attract women. You may not be able to attract any woman at any time, but I can take you from 0 to 80%, 90% realistically. If you follow certain resources, you have good mentors, you practice the right way, you can actually get pretty good in this space. So we're going to actually get into about 10 minutes here, and then we're going to get started. Let me know how you guys are doing today. We just wrapped up Memorial Day. Hope you guys had a nice Memorial Day. So, yeah, man, these venues out in Vegas, they're amazing. It's just, each resort has a couple venues, a couple nightclubs, day clubs. They open at 11 a.m. You can start partying at 11 a.m. You can stay out until 4 or 5. And everyone out comes out. Everyone's super chill. It's like love is in the air. Love is in the air. No one's arguing and fighting and screaming and pissing drunk. Everyone's very nice, cool. I guess it's what money brings. I guess it's what money brings. Going around poverty and these low class venues. You notice they're arguing, they're fighting. They probably come from a background of poverty, guys. And of course, wealthy people still have their problems. They still can be aggressive and do things. It's just like you can smell the wealth in some of these venues. You can smell it in the air. Just the cologne, the perfume everyone's wearing. You just know that these people have money. And the admission, and I didn't pay to get in, but the admission was like, I think 50 bucks for a guy. Girl was probably a little cheaper. It was like 4 bars. It is right attached. It's attached to the resort. Yeah, it's attached to the resort. You just can't beat it. It's wonderful. I actually do enjoy it. I do enjoy it out here. Yeah, guys. I want to bring on the team, the production team, to help push out this content for you guys, show you guys exactly the day-to-day life. What I'm doing when I travel, when I check out these venues, these cities. I may actually could do it. Just bring up a video, pull up a video I recorded last night at the venues. Just massive. Like I said, it's like stadiums. If you go out here, they're like stadiums. So it's like no other. It's certainly worth the money. It's certainly worth the flight for all you guys living in the East Coast. You haven't been to the desert yet. It's, and understand that they built this city. They built Vegas. Vegas is an artificial city. It never, like, we couldn't live in the desert 100 years ago. We needed to live in the water, in the harbors, in the bays. They built this city on fun. Vegas. They built this city on fun, adventure. That's what they built this city on. So everything revolves around that here in Vegas. And these resorts, guys, these resorts are like the size of stadiums. Like one resort covers a block, literally a block. It's just beautiful, and all day, every day, there's something to do. You can do something. You for all the guys who like to do code approach, like to pick up girls, get rejected all day long. And trust me, you can have a lot of fun doing that. For all the guys that like to gamble, play some poker, you can do that here. There's strip clubs. There's all kinds of venues you can go to and just walk into it like, oh, what is this? No way. Like, this is what they call Sin City. This is it. So I don't want to lead too much off topic. I do want to talk about if ethics lead to a disadvantage. And we're going to quickly just go over some guidelines, like what rules are, what ethics are, what advantages are, and disadvantages. And you'll be able to use this information to gauge where you are in the game, how you see the game, and the steps to take to get to the next level and get your dream girls. So I'm just going to pull up. I'm trying to send these videos to myself very quickly. Let's get these videos ready for you guys. Yeah, I remember I was recording one of these videos, and I got the video up, guys. And I'm just showing you guys like what's lit, what's going on. Get the video up, get the stage, come around, loop around, and I turn. There's a chick, like dime piece, like just staring right at me. And it's like, hi, like what? It's like crazy the amount of like signaling chicks do, man. It's like I brought it up yesterday. You don't have to approach girls, man. Like you emanate that presence. Chicks, they're already looking for a man. They're already looking for a man every single day. They are looking for a man, guys. So if you fit that, trust me, they will make it obvious to you that they like you. Like there's guys, and we're gonna actually talk about that, but there are guys who will do anything for a lady. You know, and they just focus on ladies. So I'm gonna just bring up one video at a time here. This was last night, guys. Yeah. Hold on. Let's bring up this video. The DJ, I forget his name. He was a pretty art grade. He was a pretty good DJ. Art Craze, shout out Art Craze. He's a phenomenal DJ. He did an amazing set. You know, I came out to just meet up with a chick, and you know, shout out Top Level Destruction. We destruction today. We destroying. Let's get it. But yeah, you guys should be doing damage in the game. Right? Complete damage. So remember that, guys. This was the beach club we were at yesterday, and just look at it, guys. Massive. If you haven't been here yet already, uh, let me actually get a few more videos. I want to show you guys how the line is looking. I need a cameraman. Yeah, I really do. But yeah, guys, this was that. Look, they have a pool. They have a pool. It's like 1 a.m. and they have a pool. People are in the pool, guys. Chicks are in the pool getting wet. Literally. This is it was beautiful out. Like literally perfect weather, not cold, not hot, not muggy out, like perfect breeze, you know? Like this is the vibe, guys. And just a ratio. They have actually I think they got rules. They actually have a measuring a metering system where they can measure how many chicks they let in, how many guys they let in. And they make sure the ratio is good. They don't just let in a bunch of dudes. They're like, hey, you gotta wait, you gotta get some more girls in here. They let the girls in, you know, that kind of stuff. So and the quality, I mean the tables, everything was pretty good. All I can say is good about this venue. This is my first time here. You know, I just went out to just scope it out, you know, just scope it out, see what's good, you know, get to know everybody, you know, see where the Mavericks are, see where the hot girls, the hot chicks are, and you know, start making the appropriate moves, guys. So tonight we're hitting up another spot. It's gonna be, I think it's a sushi restaurant and a nightclub. So it's a part of the Tayo group. So we got tickets to that as well tonight. We're gonna have some fun tonight, and they just had a Bitcoin conference as well. I think at the resort. So there was a ton of high level men to network with and chat with as far as networking and finances. And it was a vibe. I got a few cards. Met a few cool people out last night. It was great. So let me play this video. I think that was the shorter one. I got a lot of videos. Yeah, I'm just gonna bring up all the videos for you guys. Show you. Yeah, sorry guys, I'm not sure what the issue is with this internet, but guys, this is bubble. Bubble. You got the crew right here. You see me right here with a couple of the chicks. It was a vibe, just overall vibe. And there's no need to do approaches. I mean, you guys can if you want. I'm at a level where I'm so good at what I do. I don't have to rush anything. There's no rush to anything. When I see something, I go after it. I understand that, I think this was the chick right here. This chick right here in the blue. I think I was talking to her right after the video. But it's just like everyone's having a good time. No one's staff is really nice. Drinks are really nice. Can't complain at all. All right, so we're going to dive into really quick. We're going to start talking about ethics need to disadvantage. We're now 24 minutes in. So, ethics. So there are guys who get so good, which you can get really good at this. Just like you can get good at anything. Scientists got really good at nanotechnology. Scientists got really good at splitting molecules, splitting atoms. At first, they couldn't really do it. They didn't have the technology to do it, but then they began to do it. And then that hole gets deeper and deeper. They get it more advanced and advanced. Just like my last life, I say every year you should be getting better and better. You should be innovating. So at that point, you can get to an extremely high level. After a certain point, you can get at an extremely high level. And there's a point where you get so good, you're just a step away from people. Okay, you're a step away from being the bad guy. You're just a shade away, a decision away from being manipulative or taking advantage, or being that person where you can be deemed or judged as bad. Okay. I believe some of the smartest people, in my opinion, the smartest people are can be evil. They can be evil. I wouldn't say they are evil. They can be evil. It's very easy to be evil once you become so smart. And I believe evil. Uh, I believe bad intentions are is what motivates someone to excel in intelligence. Okay, and it's kind of like what if he's saying only God can judge. And I believe that comes from the fact that God knows the most. God has seen everything. He's made everything. And you don't know anything. You don't know anything close. The smartest men in the world don't compare. Now, therefore, only God can judge. Because God has more God is in a better position to level everything out. Okay. Now the thing is like you have information technology, you have advancements in technology and everything, and this is sweeping the country and the world as far as what we're capable of doing, what we're capable of understanding, how far we're able to put certain things into perspectives and advancements and health and just overall well-being as humans, guys. You know, here in the West Coast, we're seeing self-driving cars picking people up, dropping them off. You know, I was sitting out by the on the street the other day. There's this Waymo car. It comes every 15 minutes, pulls over, parks, stops, waits to another rider requesting, goes. Literally automated. Hey guys, back to my point. There's a particular sequence. You essentially, as you level up in this game, in any skill game, you begin to understand mechanisms. And mechanisms are systems that get you a result. Okay, and people may not necessarily even know themselves as much as you can. Okay, so after a certain point, you learn what works and you do it over and over and over and over again until it doesn't work anymore. Okay. You can call these loopholes. You can call these. You can call them whatever. All right, but the game certainly has them, and you can exploit certain scenarios and situations to your favor just by having access to certain information. Some guys, pay their way to the position, but the guys who get really good at the game and female seduction, uh, these things like that. After a while, and it's a very fine line, and it's like these guys can easily become super evil, like because you know what works. And people, we love control, just as people, like we love the idea of power and control. So the moment we don't get something we want, we take full advantage of it. Now, I don't want to necessarily bring up certain things. I don't want to necessarily bring up certain things, but I just want to kind of give you guys an idea of what I mean by this without saying too much. All right, so you have you have people. You ever saw the movie? What is it? Green Spider-Man, and the Green Goblin. I think it was Spider-Man 3, but you essentially had Spider-Man. You had the Green Goblin on. You had Harry, which was the Green Goblin's son, and Spider-Man told Harry, "Yeah, I killed your father. He was doing too much." And Harry didn't like it. He said, "You killed my father. That's my father, though." And Harry began to go after Peter Parker and try to kill him. And Harry was pretty good. He knew exactly where it would hurt Spider-Man. He knew exactly what to do to gain leverage, and he began to take down Spider-Man. He actually tag teamed him with some other guys, and my point is Harry and his father had very advanced technologies to be superhuman, to have capabilities of destruction. We got it today, top level destruction. Shout out TLB. And they chose to do evil, right? And they all have a reason. Like Harry, for example, he was going after Peter Parker because he killed his father. Right? And we're the viewers watching it from Spider-Man's perspective, right? So good and evil is like it's in the judgment, like of the beholder, essentially. Because you got the evil side doing things for a reason, you got the good side doing things for a reason, and they both have good reasons, right? But I would say with the evil side, it's almost like if you saw someone drop $1 million right in front of you and they didn't see it. They dropped $1 million, okay, and they walked off. Now, this was a woman. I don't know. Let's just say this was her last $1 million, and she was leaving the country, or she was running away. I don't know. Like she just needed the money. She withdrew all her money out of the bank, and she was in a rush at the airport or wherever. And she just left $1 million right in front of you, and she trying to catch the flight, and she just left. Right? What would the average person do in that situation? You got to ask yourself, what would you do? Would you take the money and leave and never tell her about it? Or would you give it back to her? Would you chase after her and give her the money? You know? It's the same thing when it comes to the game. If we find a vulnerability, we find out what's working, and it satisfies us, how long are we going to be doing it until we say, okay, this is not good? as a whole. This is not good for humanity as a whole. This is not good for the game as a whole, the community as a whole. You know, like for example, these guys who are running through girls left and right because they are at the top level. They are pushing thousands of matches, every couple months, and they're getting hundreds of phone numbers. Okay, guys, and they're going on hundreds of dates. You think these guys have time for every single girl? You think these guys are telling these chicks that they love them and they actually want to be with them? And for the guys who are leading them on, because chicks do like to hear that you like them, that you care for them, that you're going to see them again, that you're going to do something nice for them, that you're going to look after them. And they do sometimes feel like, oh, I found the one. Once your game gets so good, you know exactly what to say, you know exactly what to do to get to the bedroom. And it's just like, oh, these chicks like you. All right. And it's like, what are you going to say to them when the time comes? And you say, well, hey, I got to leave. What are you doing as what poison, what cancer, what are you contributing to the community as a whole? There are guys who don't think this way, and they don't care any bit. They're taking up all the women for themselves, and they treat them how they want to treat them. Yet those same women go back into the dating pool, and then they're scarred because the guy who was at the top level, who had these superpowers, who knew the game really well, he used it selfishly. He used it for himself. He didn't think about the community as a whole, humanity as a whole. Right? He didn't care about any rules God set in place, or you could say good morals or ethics. Right? Because he doesn't believe in ethics. He believes ethics lead to a disadvantage. If he's honest with this chick, tell her, hey, I actually don't live here. I'm just in town to run through girls. And she's going to look at him and say, ew, why would I want to sleep with you? Why would I want to come over? No, I'm good. That means he lost that lady. He lost that relationship, and he loses that game he set up. So in his perspective, that is a disadvantage. That is not something he's going to say. But as a whole, as a community, as humanity, can you look at it and say, well, I'm going to lose to make humanity as a whole win, or at least be a better place? And that's just my opinion, right? And I'm sure there's a ton of more people who also agree with me, but that's what ethics are. I believe ethics are instilled in us from God, and we just know deep down in our hearts what's good and what's not good. We're not supposed to lie. We're not supposed to, commit certain things. And it's just like, if you do these things, people say, well, no one's perfect or whatever. And, we're going to do these things because we're human. And to an extent, yeah, that's true. But these things lead to destruction. You see today, top level destruction, TLD. These things lead to destruction. Destruction of your soul, destruction of who you are, destruction to humanity, destruction to Earth as a whole, man. It's so. I mean, I'm kind of bouncing around a few different topics right now, but I mean that's just a quick glimpse, right? Like for example, the evil guys, the guys who are up to no good. And I talk about information and getting access. You say, you have these data breaches. You take a look at hackers. You have the good hat hackers and you have the red hat. Red hat is typically bad and the white hat is typically good. So these are both programmers. These are both programmers, guys who have access to computer information and knowledge and they're able to engineer computer systems, right, softwares, and distribute or administer information. Okay, that same hacker, that same hacker who is who started his own little ransomware, or he wanted to destroy something, he wanted to take down a company. Let's take a look at Sony PlayStation, right? They had a few hacks in recent months. I'm pretty sure that same guy who did that, he worked for Sony somewhere down the line in the past. He worked for Sony, and Sony did something to him that he didn't like, and he said, I'm going to get you guys back. I'm going to stab you guys in the back, and I'm going to come after you guys. You're going to get what you. I'm going to get what you guys owe me. You guys are going to pay for what you did. And he goes back around and penetrates their system. Now, how is he able to do that? Because he has the knowledge, he has the intelligence to do it. But we deem it as bad because he's demanding a ransom. All right, but in his eyes, he's getting his revenge. He's giving payback for something Sony did, right? And this is just a wild, quick example. I don't necessarily know the truth, but the only way he's able to hack and get into Sony's system is because he has the knowledge. The same people who are running softwares, like high levels of intelligence, like computer systems, they have the same information, they have the same skills as what hackers do. They just choose not to hack. You guys get that? And you call this, after a certain level, you call this security clearance. For all the guys who are unaware of how the world works, but governments have something called security clearance, where you can't get access to certain information. You can't have certain roles in the government, in the military, without being trusted and ran through certain security practices and parameters to ensure that you're not going to do anything ever. You're never going to do anything to tamper with anything. And we're just, guys, this is how I know the Lord is here with us, because everything is just so set up to where it can just fall apart any second, any day, all the time. But there are a few people in place who have goods in their heart who don't do anything, who made a promise they won't ever do anything, and it's a fight between good and evil. So when you take a look at these guys in space, we talk about dating, for example. But when women get assaulted, women unfortunately get, I hate to say it, but kidnapped and tortured, and kids. I mean, there's all kinds of sick stuff out in this world that happens. But these same guys, the reason that they're able to run these sort of, they're able to run these kind of setups and engage into like this these tragic things, these very unfortunate things for these women. It's because they got to a certain level where they know certain things. They know certain things. Oh yeah, she's gonna do this. She's gonna do that. She's gonna say this. I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna get it right there. That's all it is. That's all it is. They have the same amount of knowledge and skill as what these high-level guys do, and they just choose to do bad. Like evil, like Evil is smart. Evil is smart. Like the smartest guys are evil. I'm telling you this, guys. And it's like they get there. For example, I'm talking about polluting the dating market, polluting the dating pool. You have there's certain things that attract them. There are literally certain things that women are hardwired to. Oh my goodness, like, this is it. This turns me on. This right here works. All right, and you got these guys who know this, and they know it works, and it gets them what they want. It gets them what they want. They don't think about you guys. They don't think about who she may date after you. They don't even care if she's happy. They're gonna do it what makes them happy. And what does this result in? For example, women love drama. They love drama. They love it. They love drama. And there are certain guys that know if you emotionally spike a woman, you put on these emotional roller coasters and you just stir up drama, she's going to become more attracted to you. Okay. And it sounds like a lot of you, like beginner guys or beta guys, may say, "Oh, well, I just want a girl to like me. I wouldn't dare say anything that would offend her. Oh my God. I wouldn't dare to say anything that would make her upset with me." But once you're in the game 10 years, 15 years, you surpass so many relationships and ladies, things become pretty predictable and you gain so much confidence. It's like you got nothing to lose. You got a top level. You can wait a week for a chick to be upset with you about you being with another girl or whatever. But she's gonna come back. If she comes back with you, ready, you stir up some more drama. Every so now and then, you just keep stirring up the drama, and she's gonna stay looped in, right? But now, let's say she leaves you. She meets a nice guy. You don't like. It's almost like a drug. When you do a drug too much, you just burn through your dope. That's almost like what it is in some of these things. You just burn through your dope. And now these chicks are just destroyed. Top level destruction. Okay, TLB. That's essentially what you got. Hit the like button, guys. Got a few people in here. Hit the like button if you enjoy this. But yeah, if ethics lead to a disadvantage, and to reiterate my point, ethics were instilled in us from God, and we just know in our hearts what's good and bad. Some of us obviously go through certain things. There are things that I was just unaware of at a young age. I didn't really necessarily know how much damage it was causing to me and other people. I didn't see the world as a whole. I was immature. There's just certain things you got to go through before you realize what's good and bad. And, that's one of the reasons why God is forgiving. It's just like you have guys who know what certain things lead to, and they still choose that path because they're just selfish. And these same guys, you want to play the game. You want to be very aware of what puts you at an advantage, which puts you at a disadvantage. But understand, there's only so much you can manipulate. There's only so much you can like try to make sure you have under control before God puts it back in place. It's like it's just it's just crazy how we see certain things and we think we are in control to only find out that our path was already determined. Our path was already predestined. And it's almost like we necessarily we do things. Everything we do is for a reason, and then it all comes back to us to teach us something. Okay, but once again, do ethics lead to a disadvantage? It doesn't matter what you try to do to make your life better or to prevent your life from being worse. Things are going to turn out the way they are supposed to. That's the best way to answer that question. And if you live true to who you are, you live true to God, and you will be rewarded the way you are. For example, you may lose certain chicks because you were honest to them. You may miss out on certain opportunities because you wanted to look after someone and not leave them on their own. But God will reward you. You will be rewarded, or that moment you stayed back to help someone, you found a better opportunity. So in the moment it may feel like a disadvantage, but as long as you live true to ethics that were instilled in us, it will turn out for you. Okay? It's the people who are extremely selfish that live up to this hedonistic ideology and just pursue pleasure 24/7, and they lose touch of their soul. They lose touch of humanity as a whole, and they're just destroying and polluting and everything, until someone stops them, like Spider-Man. Until Spider-Man stopped the Green Goblin, he was going to keep destroying and causing havoc in the city. It took someone like Spider-Man, as strong and as smart as the Green Goblin, to take the Green Goblin down. Okay, so it's a battle between good and evil, and there's good, who are the white hats. There's bad, who are the red hats. But once again, only God can judge. But know what they both have in common. They both have the intelligence. They both have high levels of intelligence that the average person does not have. Like how we have at top level, top level, the highest level of knowledge you can get here in the game. And it's only at the top. There's only a few of us up here, and you can see everything. Some of these guys who get into sick stuff and things like that, and abuse women and things like that. Yeah, they're smart. Oh yeah, they're smart. They're clever with their tongue. They know how to talk. They know how to get what they want. They know exactly how to get what they want. And it's our job as fathers to make sure our daughters don't engage in these clever men who abuse them and misuse them. All right, guys. I want to wrap up this live. I'll probably come on later. But to answer that question, there's no ethics does not lead to a disadvantage. It can lead to a disadvantage, but God always wins in the end. So it doesn't matter which turn it takes. it's going to turn out the way it should. Simple. It's going to turn out the way it should. Praise the Lord. All right, guys. We're going to wrap up this live. Thanks for tuning in. If you got any questions, shoot us an email, support at Top Level Dating. We can get back to you. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this live. And once again, we're here in Las Vegas, Nevada. And you guys in Las Vegas, hit me up. We'll be at one of the biggest venues tonight. We're gonna shoot some content for you guys. Get a team together to start pushing out these videos for you guys much sooner. And yeah, check out the website toplovedating.com. It's there's many different resources. The #1 dating helpline to help you guys get out of the rut, get over your ex, find someone for you. Start playing the game at a different position. If you're someone you feel like you're stuck on first gear, you're not confident, you're not really sure the next steps to take. Your mind's foggy. We can help you here at TLB. Check out the website, toplovedating.com. Thanks for watching. See you guys later.